Hello, welcome to the JLAB podcast. I'm here with Joe,
How you doing?
Amber,
Hello.
and Brandon.
And howdy.
Alrighty. Guys, today, this is going to be the first podcast, so everybody, round of applause. Today, we're just going to do introductions. You guys will get to know a little bit about us, how we met each other, and then towards the end, we're going to be talking about what we were going to be doing on this podcast, what to expect going forth. So let's start with Brandon. Brandon, we're going to be talking about how we met you. Who wants to go first? Amber, you want to go first?
Oh, I think Joe needs to go first.
Well,
Joe? Okay.
My first memory with Brandon, let's see, we played basketball, and we were balling too. We played basketball in like 4th grade?
Absolutely.
Brandon's dad was the coach, and we went undefeated. I remember this very vividly. We went undefeated at the Boys and Girls Club. We beat them so bad, we were not allowed back.
I remember the video. There was a video that Brandon sent in a group chat. I remember seeing that.
Oh, in Brandon's minivan?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Brandon were like 10 years old, and we were making minivan vlogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It was
great.
bad.
Oh, that's so cute.
It was great. And
What was your first impression of Brandon whenever
I'm
you...
going to be honest. I got Brandon married in 4th grade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the pipe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Yeah. In PE class, I married Brandon. They gave each other ring pops.
Oh,
And
okay.
it was
Do you
It was
remember the
beautiful while
flavors?
it lasted.
it
was
yeah,
beautiful while it
it's-
lasted.
How long did it last, Brandon?
It was on and off for a few years, you know.
It's on and off. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Amber, do you have anything about?
Well, first off, I have a terrible memory. Like, I don't remember anything. But what I do remember is me and him and a mutual friend started playing Xbox together. That is the first memory I remember. That is not the first time we've ever talked. That's the only one I can remember. And honestly, I liked Brandon more than the mutual friend. And I'm glad I liked him more because he's still here. The mutual friend is gone. So thank you, Brandon.
Yes.
What was first impressions?
I thought he was funny and a little bit inappropriate at times, but you know what? That's what you get when you have guy
That's what
friends.
you need.
And I don't know if you remember this, but Brandon's grown up quite a lot. When in 4th grade, he was like 3'2" tops.
Yeah, we were like the same height. Now he's like tall and I'm sad.
Just sad.
Yeah, because I'm the shortest one out of all of us.
That's
You
true.
guys are like giants and I'm over here like a hobbit.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Eh,
Alrighty, it's my turn, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I met Brandon. It was towards the end of sophomore year. I remember the first time I met Brandon, I was shadowing. I was shadowing with a buddy that we went to school with. I was shadowing with him, trying to figure out if I wanted to get and I remember looking at all of it, and I was just like, this is a good program that he's in. You know, he's getting college credit. And I remember Brandon, and I just always thought Brandon was always like one of the smallest ones compared to everybody who went over there. And I was thinking, oh, he's just a little book nerd. All right, cool. I mean, I'm not that smart, but I mean, I'm sure that he probably knows quite a bit.
That's false. I don't know if you remember Spanish class. He hacked into my iPad at every test.
Dude,
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and I would
That's
yell.
probably the best heist in history.
That is the funniest thing because I had no clue, and the only way for him to hack into it is for me to not know. So I would get halfway through the test, and he would hack into my laptop and cancel me out of the test, and I'd be yelling at, thinking my test is bad. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then she would give me my test back. And Brandon's over here with my test, getting all the answers, and I had to restart. And you can only restart once, but for some weird reason, I was the only one who had to restart halfway through the test.
Well, I only went over there for that one day because basically it was towards the end of sophomore year, so I couldn't take those classes and get the credit, so I had to stay. I went over there, but that was because I never really hung out with them until the beginning of junior year. That everybody who went over there for that early start program. But I just kind of saw him, and he didn't really hang out, or not really hang out, I guess. It was not really in the same group as where I was sitting.
Now, by the time you came to our school, Brandon was pretty much done with the basketball program. Is that right?
I went over there for one basketball practice after school that day. I shadowed. And Brandon was still on the team, if I'm not mistaken, and that was his last year playing basketball. Because I don't think you didn't play your junior. I know you didn't play your senior year, but you didn't play junior year.
Sophomore year I played. Junior year I did, and the senior year I did nothing.
So you did play your junior year? I can't remember.
No, I was a manager.
Oh, okay.
I knew he was affiliated, but I didn't know if he was still playing.
I couldn't remember. But yeah, that's basically our first impressions of Brandon, I'd have to say. Let's move on to Big Kahuna himself, Joe.
All right.
Big Kahuna.
Brandon, let's start off with you. How did you first meet Joe? Was it the same experience? Do you remember something earlier? I mean,
yeah, I mean, it was similar. Like, Dad was looking for new big boys to be center in basketball, and Joe just happened to be a little bit taller and stronger at the time than me myself. Of course, I'm pretty short, but yeah, Joe was our big boy. We started playing basketball together all throughout the years. My dad was coaching, and then at some point in the timeline, he just stopped playing basketball. Can you tell me more about that, Joe? I just don't know.
That was back when I was playing football. My football days are over, sadly, but I was playing football and basketball, and at one point I just decided to pick football over basketball, and then the fishing club became a thing. I started running that. That took up a lot of time.
When did you start running that, by the way?
The end of my 8th grade year, going into my freshman year, I started the club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then from there it blew up. They started one, and I believe already had one. Had one, but I don't think they had one for long. Started one after we started. Thinking about it. After we started it, everyone around our area, high school fishing really blew up.
And that's all he does now.
Yeah, that's really all I do now is I bass fish, but the high school tournament fishing game really blew up. We pushed out a lot of content online and on Facebook, and I think a lot of people seen that and got some heads turning.
Now, Brandon, you saw him from basketball, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What'd you think about Joe when you first met him? What was your first impressions?
He's a little bit more country than I was, but I put our differences aside and let the game do some talking. He was pretty good at it.
Okay. All right. Amber, let's go with you next.
Honestly, I didn't even know that Joe was like part of our grade. I didn't even notice him, which is kind of sad. I didn't notice him until, I believe, junior year. We were in...
Our school's very small, by the way. I was in her grade since 2nd grade, and there's like maybe 30 people in our grade tops. She didn't notice me for what? 6, 7 years?
Yeah. I can't
That's
remember if it
women.
was sophomore or junior year, but we were in math class and he was sitting to the left of me, and I just didn't really like, I noticed him then, but I just was like, this is just math. I just want to get this over with. But then, well, yeah, it was sophomore year, because then junior year we got an opportunity to go to another school, and it was like a 45-minute bus ride, and he was on that bus. And then from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, we got super close, and then next thing you know, he's like one of my best friends, one of my closest people. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that I decided to go to that school, because if not, I wouldn't have talked to him at all.
She helped out a lot on that 45-minute bus ride down and back. Good laughs, good cries. It was great.
And a lot of sleeping.
Just a little bit.
Dude, he's a perfect pillow, I'm telling you.
Don't spread the rumors.
Oh, that's not a rumor. That's the truth.
That's a statement.
All right, so I guess that's me now.
Yeah.
I remember, Joe, you were a part, if I'm not mistaken, you were a part sophomore year of that early start program, but then you stopped your junior year, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Whenever I first met Joe, I remember we were talking about something. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Probably something stupid.
It sounded like you were ticked off with the world whenever we were talking, because
Really?
you looked at me and you kind of had like a hated look on him, and like you looked like you were about ready to punch somebody. And you said something to me, and you didn't say it like in a mean way or anything, but at that moment I was like, oh, he's must be mad a lot or something.
Which is
It's like he must be having a bad day, or
which is very rare. I'm never hateful toward anyone, but there's been some issues
yeah.
in that school with me, so
I
that was probably why.
And I figured that out during later on.
Those issues were not the reason I went to the other school, but the career path I was taking outside of high school, the C4 program would have helped out more than the early college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I remember you being a part of that, and I remember spectating. I'm like, this is something I kind of want to get into. I don't know a lot about these people. I know this person, I know that person, but I don't really know a whole lot about it.
I mean, once we got to know each other, we pretty much hung out and talked.
Whenever, I think it was about senior trip is when we actually started hanging out quite a bit. Like,
Yeah.
that's the first time that we actually hung out and actually started to communicate with one another. I mean, I talked to you here and there like it was in the classroom or something, but I don't think we really connected like on a friend level until about senior trip. And I mean, it's not the fact that I didn't like you or anything. It was just that there was hardly any time because of me being the early start program. You moved to C4. A lot of the classes that me and Brandon was a part of the early start program as well.
Me and Brandon were close since 4th grade, and come senior year, we never really hang out.
It was just hard because they had us early start kids, and they had us in like 4 classrooms, and we would be spread out to like different classes from everybody else, and we never really got to hang out with anybody else that was in our class.
Now, you guys went to the early start program in the morning, correct?
When it hit junior and senior year, we went in the afternoon.
Okay.
It was, if I'm not mistaken, it's freshman and... Is it freshman?
When I went, it was in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sophomore year.
Freshmen and sophomores went in the mornings,
Okay.
and then juniors and seniors went in the evenings. But we never really got to hang out until senior trip, and we slept in the same room. There was 2 beds. We had to bunk up with...
Yes, everyone, there was 2 beds. Calm down.
But there was 4 of us.
They didn't have to know that, Logan.
Hey, look. Amber was correct when she said that Joe was a pillow, all right? That's all I'm
I told
saying.
you, man. He's
I mean,
just
what can I say? I mean,
he's so fluffy.
He wrapped his arms around me, and I thought he was like one of those big teddy bears that you buy at the
okay.
store for Valentine's
Next
Day.
topic. Next topic.
All right, let's get into our one and only Amber. I'll start at this one.
All right.
I remember going in and seeing Amber. I was like, huh, that guy has some long hair at the top. For all those who don't know, Amber has shorter hair, but there's a reason why she has the look that she does. It's because Amber is gay.
Big gay.
Big gay.
The biggest.
I don't. Well,
Well,
she's short. She's
she
not really.
is, yeah.
She's not the biggest.
Big short gay.
Big short gay. Okay.
I bring in the culture.
the culture.
Yeah.
We
But
gotta have a little bit of diversity in here.
Amber's part of the. I would say Amber's part of the boys. You know.
Oh hell
Amber,
yeah! I'm a bruh girl.
Bruh girl.
she is the boys. She,
Oh, yeah.
without her, I mean,
These.
It's weird to
people-
say that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
she is the boys. She brings it all together. She makes this group the group. It's the best.
If it wasn't for me, I mean, I'm not trying to take the credit, but I don't know if Joe would have passed his last year. Oh my God.
Okay, wait a minute.
Hang on now. Maybe
All of
Spanish.
it.
Okay, we'll
Maybe.
go with Spanish 3 online. That was rough.
But
I did all of it for free.
You know, and again, it wasn't until about senior year that me and Amber really hung out as well. You know, I would talk to her, hang out from time to time, but you know, it wasn't really until senior year I really connected with Joe and Amber and got to know them for who they were. Now, Joe, he would play on Xbox as well, and I stopped playing Xbox for a while. I had an Xbox, but I never played. But it wasn't until I moved over to your guys' school, and I think it was Brandon and that we first started playing Xbox with, and then I got associated with Amber through that because Brandon would play with Amber, and I soon met and hung out with Amber online from time to time. But until it was after senior trip that I really started playing with Amber on a consistent level. We would play all kinds of games together. I mean, Minecraft,
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Mainly.
I mean, Call of Duty from time to time.
Yeah. Just a
GTA.
little bit.
Now, my earliest memory of Amber.
Oh God.
My earliest memory of Amber, even though I was in her class since 2nd grade, I remember her. Now, I didn't remember her when she was actually in class with us, but she was always
Crippled Amber.
She was crippled
Yes.
Amber. She was Karen off of SpongeBob, Plankton's robotic wife. She was Karen. Yeah.
The computer wife.
And she would be wheeled around school.
I don't want to get
on
too much
FaceTime.
into this because I want to save this for another one. Just talk about what happened with this story, but
Okay, yeah. Well, Amber was sick for a couple months and she couldn't go to school, so she was on FaceTime a lot, most often asleep. But
Dude,
she was
them-
there.
them
She was there.
meds worked greatly.
and that's how she spent her 4th grade year.
And I
that's
still passed.
and until we became best friends in junior and senior high, that's how I knew Amber, the Karen from SpongeBob,
The broken kid.
the broken kid. Yes.
And then I became the broken gay kid. Such an upgrade.
you want to pull out any more stuff out of your hat?
Isn't it crazy how when you met Joe, that's when you turned gay?
Okay.
You know what?
Okay. No, she was. I believe she was gay before that.
Yeah, that's a whole new story, man.
All right.
That's gonna open up a lot of trauma.
Brandon, what'd you think about Amber?
I mean, yeah, it's the same as Joe. I remember seeing her on the little TV screen and then her being wheeled around in the wheelchair and whatnot. But she
People-
went from
people
penguin
would-
status to top tier best gay friend.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
I'm your only
People
gay friend.
would
What
fight.
you mean?
People would fight to wheel her around. Like it was a
Oh.
privilege to wheel Amber around in a wheelchair. Like people would go at it because they get to be the one wheeling her around.
It
That's
was
really nice.
always like the popular kids that
Yeah.
would get so mad whenever I would pick somebody that's not
Isn't-
popular,
isn't
and I'd
that
be
funny?
like, "Hey, you guys get to do it like almost every day. Let them wheel me to
Isn't
lunch.
that funny
Like,
how that
chill
works?
out."
Like they're the popular kids, but they wanted to wheel you around, and as soon as you could start walking, oh look, they're
Oh,
not
no.
wheeling
Faker.
us. Yeah,
She can
they're
walk.
they're nowhere to be seen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I picked the less popular kids because they're still there for you.
There's like 30 kids in a class. How is everyone not the popular kid?
Yeah.
Well,
That's very
you know
true.
what? There's some kids that they're just really below everyone else.
That's really crazy to think about. We had a graduating class of 25 kids, and yet there was still
They're
popular kids, and there was
Well-
the kids that we didn't. That they were just kind of the ones in the corner going like, "Yeah, we're here." But
And there was
nobody
kids
really
that
cares.
barely graduated.
Yeah.
This is the easiest high school you can ever go to, and
If-
there was kids that were failing.
I could have graduated my junior year. Like I had enough credits, I could have just graduated. But I mean,
Then
I
you
didn't.
wouldn't have had a senior trip with us.
I would
and
not
that
have had a
was-
senior trip.
That
That's
was
true.
the best.
I don't think you can just do that.
Huh?
Though. I don't think you can just say I got enough credits, I'm gonna graduate. I don't think you can do that.
No, you can. My one of my friends' younger sister, she had enough credits her junior year, and
Just I'm going home.
she graduated. I mean, yeah, she's going into the Marines now.
Good for her. Good for her.
It's always
All that
the
alcohol.
Army,
Speaking about-
Navy, Air Force, Marines.
Speaking about Marines,
Speaking
and
about-
Air Force and government and all that, Brandon is a part of the Air Force. Brandon, you want to talk about a little bit?
Are we talking about
that?
our jobs?
Let's talk about just the Air Force a little bit, because.
And then we can talk about how we know Logan.
Oh yeah, we forgot. I forgot that was.
You forgot yourself. How
Yeah.
do you feel?
How could we forget about
Yeah, let's go to Logan.
The
But-
Donkalicious.
Yeah, you want to do that
Good
before?
old- Yeah, of course.
All right, who wants to start it off?
Joe?
Alrighty, well, my first impression with Dunk, was he was straight balling in our sectional game that we ended up losing.
Like always.
But he
Sadly.
was straight balling, son, and I was very impressed, And
I mean, how could you not be
how
impressed?
could you not be impressed with the Donkalicious?
The one and only.
The one and only ballin'.
We're gonna have to talk about that
On the-
eventually.
that
You realize that now. You've brought it up, and now we have to. Talk
we have to
about
talk.
it. Eventually,
Eventually,
I
we
don't know
will
about
be
that.
talking about
maybe. Continue.
Yeah. The
Joe,
what's the word?
come-
What's the word?
Yeah.
What's the word?
What's the word? Donk?
No, yeah, Donk, but how Donk came to be Donk and why he is.
No, we're
No,
not
no, no.
talking
We'll
about-
talk about that later.
Okay. Oh.
Your impression.
Yeah, impression.
The sectional game.
Oh well. Yeah, he was the best. He was the best on the court. Honestly, and should be played a lot more than what he did be.
I remember.
Was playing.
I remember my
maybe.
junior year. I told him to not start me, but just
Really?
to put me on coming off. Like
Oh.
later towards the season, I started at the beginning, and with everything going on, I just told him to have me come off the bench and only start me whenever needed. But yeah, I told him that I had some stuff going on, so I just told him, hey, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to come off the bench.
Respectable.
So
Oh.
yeah, yeah, Amber.
The first memory I remember of Logan is I was in Spanish class with a friend, and this friend was the kind of friend that would jump from guy to guy to guy in less than a day. and she wouldn't quit talking about Logan.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Logan was new, and I was like, will you please leave this kid alone? He's just trying to get through. He wasn't even in the Spanish class, I'm pretty sure. He was like using it as like a study hall, I'm pretty sure. Or were you
no.
in Spanish?
I was in Spanish. I was at Spanish during my sophomore year, and I was still taking Spanish, so they're like, well, since you're already in Spanish, you're going to lose this credit if you don't finish it.
Gotcha.
So they were like, okay, so we need to put you in a Spanish class so you can at least get that credit. I was like, all right. So they put me in that class, and basically I was just in there. Now, the Spanish class that I took was a little bit more advanced than what I had learned. So I was in that class taking Spanish, but at a lower level because everybody else was a little bit more advanced than what I was.
Too, I believe.
Yes, and I had to do everything on the iPad,
Gotcha.
taking lessons on Rosetta Stone and going through Spanish as it was talking through the iPad. And
See, as I said, I don't remember anything, but so apparently he was in Spanish class, just kind of different. So he would sit in the back while we were doing our class, and then at the end, when we would have time, we would play like Uno or
yeah, we had a
any
lot of
other
free
game.
time in that class.
A lot. There was only like 5 of us because everybody else was in the early start program doing Spanish there.
Yeah.
But the rest of us that didn't want to go to the early start, we were in that Spanish class. So there was maybe like 5, 6 other people. And I remember this friend wouldn't quit talking about Logan. They were like, oh my god, he's so attractive. He's new. And I'm like, will you please leave him alone? He's new. I'm pretty sure he really doesn't want to talk to you. Just leave him be.
But can you blame her? I mean, just saying.
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, I'm not that.
She just kept going on, and then
Thanks, Amber.
whenever you're welcome, and then whenever one day we had like free time and we were playing Uno, and she was like, oh, "Let's get the new kid over here," and she just kept like touching his shoulder, trying to flirt with him, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, why?"
Yeah, it got to an extent that I like after class I would kind of. I remember that me and another buddy of mine, we would just run. Like we would run to the cafeteria. I was running for a different reason. He was running to get food. So, but I was already talking to somebody from my old school. So whenever I had girls, and you will not realize how many girls was trying to flirt with me because I was the new guy at and I was trying to talk to this girl from my old school, and then you had girls in art class, you had girls in Spanish, you had girls that I didn't even have class with. I mean, they were just like, oh my god, he's the new guy, he's so attractive.
Dang,
and I was like,
suck,
man,
Logan.
if
Yeah.
you really must be lonely or desperate here, I guess.
That's how everyone is at the school. Like, we're just so bored of everyone because we see the same people. So whenever new people come in, we're like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, there's a whole nother world.
Yeah. And I remember somebody else moved shortly after I did, and everybody was like, oh my god, they're so attractive. We forgot the new guy that just moved like last week. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
once you've been at the school for like a few days or a few weeks, you're
What
just
a lot
like
of people
us.
don't understand is the school that you left. That's the amount of people in that school
It's
is
the
the
same
entire
amount in the
population of the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of our town.
And moving from that big of a school to it was so nice because everybody super nice to me. Everybody, I mean, from the time that I moved from now, everybody's been so nice, and I know a lot more faces, I know a lot more people, and it's a great place to be.
That's the beauty about a small school. You're going to deal with the same people in every class. You're going to see them all day. You know what I mean? You're sitting next to that guy, so you can't really have any beef. You got to really just get along with everyone, because you're you're going to be with them all day.
And
There's nothing you can do about it.
A good part about it is that I shadowed for one day. My first day, they put me in a cadet teacher class whenever I moved. They had me go to the elementary side, and they had me help teach out over there. I kid you not. Those younger kids were like, "Hi, Logan," and I'm like, "Who in the world? How did they know my name?" It baffled me how these younger, like 4th, 5th graders somehow knew my name, and I'd only been there for like 2 days. It kind of freaked me out, but I was like, "Huh, that's kind of nice."
The teacher probably like had all the students was like, okay, we're gonna have a high schooler come in. His name is Logan.
It wasn't even in my class though. Like that kid wasn't even in my class. It was just a random.
Speaking of our school,
it sucks.
the principal resigned. Did you hear about that?
I heard about that.
And
I hated him from the beginning.
Who's going to take up his spot?
Hopefully nobody. Just shut it down. I mean, what's the point?
The sad part is I love that school. It's so small. You can get along with everyone. It has the makings to be a wonderful school. All the kids love it, but the staff and just how they run it, I believe could be done a lot better.
All right, let's get a little sidetracked. Brandon, what'd you think?
Of you?
Yeah.
I mean, you came in, I think mainly I knew you from basketball because, of course, I played and, of course, I managed the next year. But, yeah, as a basketball team, we kind of stayed in class together and all talked as our own little friend group. And I guess that's how I started getting closer to you. Not much really to it.
Well, I believe that ends our little segment of how we know each other. And
let's talk about a little bit about ourselves personally. That just basic info. We were talking about jobs earlier. Brandon's with the Air Force, so it's hard thinking about going over there and doing something like that and try to be committed, whether it be the Marines, Navy, Air Force. I mean, just in general, going over there and putting yourself out on the line. It doesn't even mean you being on the front lines or doing something that's completely dangerous per se, but just the fact that you're going over there and taking that step, taking that risk of serving our country it's just amazing.
Yeah. Within a school year, your best friend is deployed to wherever they want to take him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, good for him. Good for what he's doing big things.
But you can't talk to him at all. He has
Well,
no use to his phone. You used to be playing Xbox with him every single night until like 4 in the morning, and now he's not there for months.
For a couple months, he had zero contact with the outside world. I mean, he was gone. You know what I mean?
We'll talk about. I do want to talk about his basic, but a little bit later.
Brandon's basic and my basic are very different, by the way.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
It's kind of funny.
But Brandon, you want to tell us a little bit about?
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about your experience so far with the Air Force? Just a brief summary about what it's like over there.
I mean, I've been very lucky with the Air Force in terms of picking where I get to go, because you get like a dream list to make of where you would like to go in the world. And of course, I picked very close to home, and I just so happened to get very close to home as just a state away, only a few hour drive. I've been very lucky with my experience in the Air Force so far. I have a nice office job that I like because I'm very into tech. So overall, my experience has been very good.
That's good. Joe, you want to talk about a little bit about your...
Well, I went to university right out of high school, majoring in I went to university right out of high school, majoring in conservation law. Vincennes University. It's the only university in the state of Indiana that offers that major. So, good for them.
Woohoo, go Vincennes,
man. Yeah, go Vincennes. Trailblazing. But, I got a part-time job at the county jail, which is another reason why I went to C4 instead of that early college program with you guys.
Yeah.
Because I was able to get jail certified before I even left high school, and that was a good reason why I got my job. But working at the jail, got tased and pepper sprayed. That was
Dude, it was the funniest video to watch, I swear.
That is.
funny for you guys. It was lovely.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I would rather get tased 5 times over than get pepper sprayed one more time. I cannot stand getting pepper sprayed. Imagine somebody
Well, the thing about you getting tased is that you passed out.
I didn't pass out. That was my body not getting 50,000 volts of freaking juice through my muscles, and I just relaxed. I wasn't passed out.
Okay.
My muscles were just so tense. And then when the taser let out after 5 seconds, I just flopped.
So you passed
Like
out.
a fish.
No, it wasn't passing out. No. After the video, I was cussing like a storm. I'm sure. But the pepper spray, the taser, it lasts 5 seconds and the ride is over with. But
Pepper spray is
getting
forever.
pepper sprayed, it lasts all day, and then into the next day. It's terrible. Imagine somebody packing sand in your eyes and then sewing your eyelids shut, and then ripping your eyelids out.
Yeah.
And that's after 45 minutes. I mean, you can't see.
Haha.
All right.
Why?
All right, Amber. A little bit about what you want to go do, because I know that.
Amber is on her way to do some big things as well.
Yeah.
I am
Dude,
very
we'll
proud of her.
We'll see, man.
she got
this
her-
stuff is exhausting.
She got her butt off the couch and is doing some big things.
Yeah.
Got herself a job. She
Dude, I
got
hate it.
accepted to Colorado.
You
Is it
did get
Colorado
accepted?
or Colorado State? Colorado
Yes,
State.
sir.
Was it the Rams, Bighorns?
The Rams.
Colorado
Let's go,
State Rams. Good for them.
All
They're
right.
about to pick up a lovely young lady.
We
Yeah,
hope so. Yeah, I work right now at a factory. Not my dream job at all. I promised myself when I was younger that I would never work fast food and never work at a factory. Look where I am.
Well, I mean, you're halfway there. Let's go.
Well,
The only single
It's-
reason why I took the factory is because it pays really, really good.
And
it's exhausting.
and that
though.
money is going to go to you with college. So I mean, you got some money going over there
Speaking of work, I had to fight a naked grandma a couple days ago.
again.
Yes, again. Working at the county jail is very different.
Nude. Very
Huh?
nude.
Huh?
It's very nude over there, isn't it?
I mean, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, it gets very,
Can't take a shower with your clothes on.
well, yeah. But she
So
was
stupid.
on some no snow.
Oh,
Yeah, she was on some no snow and was very upset
really?
about
I
not
like
getting.
snow.
She was not very happy about getting a phone call, and
Gotcha.
things led to another.
Well, I'm trying to see if I can get into maintenance over at Cummins nearby me.
Factory.
So,
Swear to
yeah,
God.
but the thing about it is
Oh,
that
you're
where
gonna
I'm-
get on maintenance.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
He gonna be
if I go over
fixing
there,
machines.
hopefully if I get over there, I haven't heard anything back, but I can go to school, go to school for maintenance. Hopefully the credits that I had for early start travel over, because they have Ivy Tech as well. So that's the school system you'll be going through, and that's what we went through for early start. So if I get at least some of the credits transferred over, I'm not expecting all of them to, but if most of them can, it'll save me some time, and I can get into the maintenance program a lot quicker. But that is if everything goes well. So right now I'm kind of just seeing where everything takes me so far. Haven't been really accepted exactly anywhere at the moment, but yeah, I'm still deciding.
Well, good for Logan. Get a head start. Let's get that bread.
But the question is what is, like, are you planning to work at Cummins like your whole life, or have you thought about that at all, or
Now,
like what's
I
the dream?
plan on going into maintenance. That's the plan as of right now. But the good thing about Cummins is that they offer many programs. So if I wanted to, I could work. I could get into the EMT program that they have over there.
Ooh.
And
He be saving
after
lives, though.
well, after I basically stopped with the program in Cummins and worked so many years because they put you on a contract after you go to school over there. So if I get into that program, potentially I could stop working at Cummins, quit my job, and if I wanted to, I could go to like a hospital and work as like an EMT in one of the ambulances. So.
By the way, props to the EMTs. They do an amazing
They
job.
do
I
an
could not
amazing
do
job.
what they do. I work with them all the time. They are amazing people. Good for them on what they do.
It's hard to see, or it's hard to imagine what some of them see from time to time.
Crazy world out there, man.
Very crazy.
Grey's Anatomy
Especially in
real life.
2020.
You will not believe the amount of just downright insane people there are in this world. Just in this county.
Dude, I can see
Well, this
it.
is a different county, so you're
No,
welcome.
I mean, one county over, Logan.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
by the
too
way,
many
everyone-
crazy people here,
By the
man.
way, everyone, I don't know if we mentioned this, but we have Taylor the intern. He's
All
here
right.
with us today.
And that's where we're getting into. All right. So, for this podcast, and this is our next subject, is what this podcast is about, how it goes, and what is going to be decided. So, today, because Brandon is over, basically, over there doing what he does with the Air Force, he is not with us today, so he is off elsewhere, but luckily, through the power of technology, we can hear and be able to speak to him, and everybody can hear him at home. But I do have Joe and Amber with me today inside recording, and we also have Taylor, Joe's younger brother. We have him in the background. He's helping us out from time to time if we forget something or if we want to bring up something. He'll be in the background letting us know.
Or he wants to draw something and make us laugh. So
Yeah.
if we're sitting here talking about some sort of project, just like right now, and we all start laughing, it's because Taylor drew something and you
More
know
than
what?
likely
You can't help
inappropriate.
it.
Or if you hear Brendan lag whenever he speaks, or if you don't hear him as well, or he kind of cuts out, it's because he's basically not here with us, so there's not much we can do about it, but we're trying to work with it during, or with the conditions.
Our intern Taylor has been doing some inside work on some random news. And, barely news. And he found some juicy topics. Apparently, a couple days ago, there was an Australian cow, and according to the video, this was a big buff cow, had some horns, so I guess he was a bull.
Every cow is buff. Joe doesn't see a lot of cows. He's in a jail cell.
True. But the cow walked into an Australian police department. Walked in like he owned the place. Props to the Australian police department, though. They were practicing safe social distancing.
But
in
that
the video.
cow wasn't.
In the video, I seen some X tape on the ground, 6 feet apart. So good for them practicing safe social distancing. Good for the cow walking in like he owned the place.
The cow does own the place. It's Sheriff Moo now.
Hey, he paid taxes on it. Damn it.
If you mean by eating grass, hell yeah, he paid taxes.
So, about the podcast, though.
Yeah,
The
this is
podcast-
gonna get off topic all the time. So.
Yes. If we go off the topic, I promise, stay with us. We will eventually get back to it. But these podcasts are going to consist of us talking for about an hour. Could be about some serious stuff. Could be about some stupid stuff, some funny stuff. Hopefully this is all good eventually.
Maybe like an hour or so.
Yeah,
hour and 20.
We try to make this an hour of a podcast. A lot of the times it's just going to be us talking, hanging out. This is just meant for us to have a good time. It's, if you want to tune in and listen, have a good time with us, listen to what we have to say, please tune in. You're more than welcome. Everybody is welcome to listen in. We're just here to have some fun. All right.
Just a little bit, man.
So, and I do want this to eventually get down the line to where we can talk about some serious conversations,
Super serious.
and we will take it serious for those topics. And I don't want it to make it sound like we're throwing nonsense in the air whenever we talk about some subjects that need to be talked about.
Guys, I have some late breaking news from Taylor the intern. He gave us some juicy news. The Verge, according to The Verge, 7 hours ago, Apple is launching its own daily news podcast to compete with The Daily and other podcasts like it. Now, Apple has been running around like they own this place.
Apple does run the place, man.
I got some news coming to them, some real news. JLAB, they're going to have to compete with JLAB.
This is not a news podcast. I will not. No, I don't think so.
We just covered an Aussie cow breaking into an Aussie PD.
Oh no,
news. That's news.
Oh,
I don't think
my
Apple.
God.
I don't think Apple will be covering that news. They're going to
Apple
have
is
some
going to be
competition. I
covering
can tell
the
you that.
important things.
but we'll be
Like
having
Corona.
And I do want to make this clear. Whenever we do talk about some serious conversations, whether it be, I don't really want to give any examples exactly, but we will be talking about some serious stuff. And whenever we do, I want everybody to know this is going to be our opinions. This is not going to be what everybody expects us to say, what everybody agrees with. We might not agree with everybody. We might not have the same mindset as what other people have about certain subjects. But I do want to ask of everybody that tunes in and listens, we have our own opinions, and everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
We're all very,
Now, Logan,
very different.
are you trying to explain to the internet that everyone has their own opinion?
Yes.
And is entitled to their own opinion?
Yes.
Everybody is entitled.
That's America.
Not everybody agrees with what everybody has to say, but I do want to ask everybody to please respect that we have our own opinions, and whenever we share them about certain topics or certain subjects, to please respect what we have to say. And if you don't agree with it or you don't like what we have to say, you don't have to listen. You don't have to tune in. But if you don't care or you want to listen to what we have to say about the certain topic, then give us a try. I mean, just listen, see whether you like what we have to say or not. Maybe you agree with some stuff, but not everything. So.
You can sometimes get ugly, so I'm sorry for the beginning.
And some of us might not agree with
Each
what
other.
we have to say about certain topics. You know,
We'll try not to
Amber.
argue, though.
Yeah, Amber.
and we want
I have
to
a
show
very-
that we don't have to argue about this. We can just talk about it individually. We'll give our opinions, say what we have to say about the certain topic, but at the end of the day, we can respect each other. And if we have a certain opinion, that we can still respect that person, but we might not agree with what they have to say.
Speaking of which, how do you guys feel about this national shutdown? We are on the verge of bringing it back, but
Yeah.
what was your initial thoughts when the world just shut down for a month?
Surprising. Granted, I'll be honest, I didn't keep up with what was happening overseas that much. Now, I heard about it from time to time, but whenever it hit the U.S., that's when I kind of started having my center focus.
How can your initial reaction not be surprised when you hear news of some foreign power basically creating a virus in a lab, to some person eating a bat off a dinner plate, back to them creating in the lab, and then that said government not report anything, and then just letting it spread? Then they say they tried to contain it, but then it just spread all over the world, and then all of a sudden your country shut down, and you're not allowed to go back to school. You're in high school. You can't even go to your sectional game.
Yeah. And
Oh, no.
Oh no. And because of this virus that came out of nowhere. But then you remember, hey, my high school was shut down for 3-4 days. in December because everyone was sick. You know, they just said it was the flu. But then all of a sudden, 2 months later, there's this global pandemic, this random virus that came out of nowhere, but no one connects the two dots. And it's very fishy. I think the coronavirus, to be honest, was here months before they even said it was a thing.
That's true. And I do want to get into this more on another podcast. Because I don't want to give too much information right now, because I feel like talking about that can be a whole
on end.
That can be literally talking about.
Because we have some very strong opinions.
Anyways, your reaction to the country going in lockdown, everyone staying inside. Heaven forbid you go to your girlfriend's house.
I still wouldn't, but it's good to keep masks on everybody. Going out. Wait, what? What'd you say, Brandon?
You're part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem.
Yes, you're the reason. You're the reason.
Just
why
because
half a
you
million
have
cases.
some needs that you need to do.
Yeah, I need food.
I don't know. To be honest, I think we handled it terribly. Whenever we first got the cases in, what we should have done was already have started wearing masks, because just think about it. Everybody says that now you have to wear masks. If we would have done this months ago, all these people wouldn't have died.
It might have stopped the spreading.
I don't understand.
As much. I don't think it would have completely stopped it.
If the coronavirus is like the flu, and you touch a doorknob, what good is the mask?
You know, and I never understood that either.
It doesn't travel through that. It travels through, like, if you sneeze or cough on somebody.
Like the flu.
Yes.
And the flu doesn't travel through doorknobs and gas pumps and anything else. I don't know. I feel like...
Joe, you're confusing me.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You just gotta wear a mask. It's that easy. And people are refusing to do it. And you guys wonder why that the cases are going up. And honestly, the only people that are actually dying from this are either older people, like the elderly, or people that have, like, they have a weaker immune system, people that aren't able to fight it off. Those are the only people dying. There's a big chance that if you are, like, a regular, healthy, like, 20-year-old, you're going to be just fine. Just quarantine yourself, do what you do if you got the flu, and you're going to be fine.
Speaking of which, Taylor the intern has sent us a lovely video from Yahoo News. Ohio police dog demonstrates the correct way to wear a face mask. Good for this police dog. It does look good wearing this face mask, I'm going to be honest. And it also shows some ways to not wear a face mask, and I think that was some good pointers. And good for the police dog. Good job. Doing his due diligence.
I mean, just wear the dang mask. It's not that hard.
Now, I will say, back to the podcast, everybody, we kind of did one of our things where we went off topic.
But I think it's part of the podcast, man.
I'm glad
we'll talk about
back on topic. I'm getting heated, bro.
We'll talk about COVID-19 and the effects and how it's affected us. We'll
They
do
should
that
have called
another...
it COVID-20.
Wait. Oh, yeah, okay. Fair enough.
It's 2020, not 2019.
But yeah, the podcast is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be just a fun time for all of us to hang out, talk to one another, and it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that with everything going on as of right now, but we're lucky enough to basically have this opportunity to be able to come hang out, enjoy ourselves, make content. I mean, it's just fun to hang out with your friends and have a good time. And for those who can't as of right now, I hope that listening into us gives you some reassurance that everything is going to be all right.
Yeah, we're like your average group of friends. You can't... Nobody can...
I wouldn't say average,
well, we're a little bit below average, but...
Whoa, okay, wait a minute.
Most people with their friends, like, nobody can carry on to one subject. You guys plan on talking for 2 minutes. Next thing you know, it's 4 in the morning. Neither of you has slept. You have been talking for 5 hours.
Those are the best kinds of conversations. I mean,
Yes,
we get
but
deep.
nobody
Again, you're talking
wants
to a
to.
You guys are
Nobody
listening on
wants
a
to-
bunch of gamers right now, where we've
360
literally,
no scope, bro.
where we literally played from like 8 o'clock to 6 in the morning some nights. I
Dude,
mean,
the grind is real.
I have not been grinding lately.
you have not been on in like 5 months.
I apologize, but between work and
And
Fishing
summer,
is his whole life.
listen,
If
It-
it's
it-
fishing over video games, this man is gonna choose fishing.
true.
While Logan and I, and sometimes Brandon, when he's not busy, are over here grinding, and Joe's like, "Hold on, I'm getting this bass."
listen, the grind is real. I understand that, but yeah, I mean, I'd rather be on a lake.
Yeah, that's true. It's nice on the lake.
It's therapeutic, you know.
It
And
was
I'd
nice
rather
when
have
we
the
ever
loving
went.
touch of a woman, but we can't all get what we want.
You know what, Brandon? I want that too, man. We won't talk about that.
Yeah. let's-
But do we have any closing information that we want to give
Closing
out before?
information.
Before
Hold on,
we end this?
everybody.
I mean-
Taylor, the intern, will be writing down our closing information.
It's wonderful.
No,
Why he can't just tell us, I don't know.
he is me.
Okay, can we explain what the JLAB
No.
stands for?
Oh,
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. JLAB. So, right now, the name of JLAB came from just us hanging out, and we were talking one night, and we were thinking, what could be a name that JLAB means? JLAB is the first initials of everybody's name. So,
it's very
Joe
simple.
is J, Logan L, Amber A, and Brandon B. We will have other people on the podcast from time to time talking and being a part of it. We'll ask people's opinions on certain subjects, how they feel about it. Not everybody's here today, but it just gives us opportunity down the line for those people to come in and be able to be a part of what we've created today.
Alrighty. I believe that ends it.
Um,
Tune in
do we
next
have
time.
Well, do we have anything else?
Yes, tune in next time when we tell you how Adolf Hitler
Well, no.
wound
no.
up on
no,
the moon.
No.
Yes, those are
No.
great.
Don't
These
listen to Joe. Most of the time, he's just talking straight out of his butt.
These podcasts
His brain isn't
will
even
be.
there.
These podcasts will be made on Fridays. Today is an exception. That's hot. Today is an exception that we decided to do it Wednesday because everybody was available. Not everybody that is on the podcast today will necessarily be here next time, but you will be familiar with us down the road. So, if you, how does Spotify work exactly? If you want to subscribe on Spotify, please subscribe.
It's following.
It's following?
Yeah,
Okay.
you just follow.
If you want to follow us on Spotify, please follow us. If you're on YouTube listening in, please subscribe. Hit the like button. Click the bell icon to get notified of each upload. And let's
That's about it.
finish it up, guys. Brandon, say bye.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you.
Joe.
Thank you guys. It's been good.
Amber.
I don't know if I'm happy that I woke up for this, but goodbye.
All right, guys. I'm Logan. This is me signing off. Guys, I hope you have a rest of your day. This has been JLAB. All right.
And
Overstated.
cut.
That's good.